In today's video, I will help you free-to-play players like myself to build your HU TAO in 2023 accordingly. And disclaimer, yes, I have Staff of Homa on her, but I wasn't actually going for it. I was trying to get the new 4-star weapons, mainly the Duck Hands assistant for my other characters from the weapon banner, and then I accidentally got it. Plus, I got the new 4-star weapons, luckily enough. So yeah, if you see it in my HU TAO's clips in the background, that's why she has it. And no, she's not fully built yet, and I'm working on it. Also, consider subscribing if by end of this video you found it helpful, and I would highly appreciate the support. So, without wasting your time, let's start the video. Now, for her absolute free-to-play option, you can use that 3-star polearm called White Tassel. They can be obtained from chests in Leeway that not only has the substat of crit rate, but the passive of this weapon also helps HU TAO to have increased normal attack damage based on your refinement of this weapon, which should be refinement rank 5, since you will get a few of them for free. If you've been playing for a while and you got lucky, you probably have Dragon's Bane. That will be great for HU TAO with the elemental mastery that it provides, and it helps you with elemental reaction damage boost, and it also increases the damage dealt to opponents affected by Hydro and Pyro, so you can imagine how good it can be with the combination of Shengqiu and HU TAO and the vaporize damage that they can achieve together. I will also include a honorable mention for people who are low spenders and only bought the battle pass. They can use the new Ballad of the Fjords that has a crit rate as a substat, and the passive will activate when there's 3 different elements in your party. The elemental mastery increases, which will lead to more elemental reaction damage. So it's another great option if you're a low spender. Next up, artifacts. Now, you have 2 good options when it comes to her artifacts. The one that I would personally suggest is 4-piece Crimson Witch of Flames, which not only the 2-piece gives you pyro damage bonus of 15%, the 4-piece is where it shines the most. Here's why. It increases overloaded, burning, and burgeon damage by 40%, and it also increases vaporize and melt damage by 15%. And by using an elemental skill, it increases 2-piece stat effect by 50% for 10 seconds with a maximum of 3 stacks, which is really good if you ask me. So for your second option, it's Shimanaba set, which arguably has a better domain to farm your artifacts because of the other set being emblem set that can be used for a lot of different characters, so that domain is way more resin efficient than farming for a Crimson set. And the 2-piece of this set will give you 18% attack bonus, and the 4-piece of this set has this effect. While casting the elemental skill, if the character has 15 or more energy, they will lose the energy, and normal charge and plunging attack will be increased by 50% for 10 seconds, and it will not trigger again during that duration of the effect, but it comes with a price. The price is losing energy while not being able to use your burst as frequently, which means less healing and survivability of HU TAO if you're not bringing a shielder on your team. So if you're looking for more elemental reaction damage, go for Crimson set, and if you're looking for more personal damage for HU TAO, go for Shimanaba set. And both of these artifacts have their downsides and upsides, and the downside for Crimson set is the other artifact set is pretty much useless, and the downside for the Shimanaba set is that it will bring energy problems for your burst, but has an amazing domain that you can farm for your other characters as well. Now for stat distribution for your artifacts, you want Sand with HP percentage or elemental mastery, and Goblet with pyro damage bonus, and Circlet should contain crit damage or crit rate based on your artifact substats. Now, speaking of substats, they should have crit rate, crit damage, HP percentage, energy recharge, and elemental mastery, so keep that in mind when you're leveling them up. Up next, talents priority. Normal attack and elemental skill should be leveled first and equally, but it doesn't mean since burst is last it's unimportant, as it is really important to help her with her survivability and dealing more damage and receiving heals from her burst, so leveling all 3 of the talents is really important and necessary. One thing to add, I don't really recommend constellations to everyone as a free-to-play player, because having more characters is more fun in this game, at least in my opinion, and constellations don't make or break a character in a non-competitive game, but her Constellation 1 can be really good, as it will help HU TAO's charge attack not consume any stamina when her skill is active, and it will help you deal more damage without worrying about your stamina. But as I said, it's not necessary if you can afford it, or if you're not interested in constellations just like me. For her team comps, and I will mention the characters that will synergize really well with her, and Shengqiu is by far her burst party member next to Yelan, both of them having really strong off-field presence from their burst for HU TAO to be able to proc Vaporize constantly and deal a lot of damage. Now, a team that has Shengshou or Yelan and HU TAO will probably need a unit like Kazuha or Sucrose to help out not only with damage enhancement, but also crowd control, which is really necessary to be able to deal maximum amounts of damage, and the fourth party member will be a shielder like Zhongli or Layla depending on which character you already have, to help with interruption resistance and keeping HU TAO alive without having to heal her, since she can self-heal with her burst and overhealing her can hinder her damage. Now, another team that would be similar is Double Hydro. If you have both Yelan and Shengshou in the team with HU TAO, you can either have Kazuha and Sucrose for crowd control or Zhongli for your shield support. Depending on what type of enemies you're fighting, it can be different. There can be other teams that will work well with her by the addition of Shangling and Bennett plus Shengshou or Kazuha. You will also have another fantastic team built around them, but talking about every one of them will make the video way too long and boring. So I would say all the characters that I mentioned can work really well with HU TAO for her maximum potential, so you get the idea on how to build teams around HU TAO. So this is pretty much all the basics that you need to know when building and pulling for HU TAO, and if you had any questions, let me know down below in the comments, and if I forgot to mention something, I would gladly answer. And consider subscribing, as we are really close to 200 subs, and it will help me out a lot to grow my channel and improve my content every time I upload, and I promise I will improve my content and I will take suggestions. So have a good day or night, and peace.